Well, welcome, one and all, to the Obi Wan Kenobi episode review. It's going to be episode 1 to 3 because I didn't realise it was coming out on a Wednesday. I thought it'd be a Friday show, since that's how it started, but no, so we've got 3 episodes to cover rather than 2. And what I will do for the last 3 episodes is, yes, I will wait till the last 3 are out and then do another batch of 3 to finish off the series thoughts and all that jazz. So without further ado, let's get on with the show. Christ, you'll be impressed. I even took down notes for this one. I've only taken down notes for the first episode because, well, not much happens in the second episode, and the third one is still pretty fresh. Right, first one, all my grievances, all my likes, all my dislikes, all that shit. We'll be going through it all in a jumbled up, non-conformist way like I usually do. I just sort of wing it, and I'm not scripting shit because I tried that and I just cringe. I go, yes, well, and the episode starts with Obi Wan Kenobi in a cave having a bad dream. Actually, no, it starts with an Order 66 thingy, and then we wake up. I don't know why they had the Order 66 thing in there. Apparently one of the bad guys is in there, but there's about a dozen Waynes, and I don't know who really is meant to be who. So it's kind of come at I think they could have done this in a better way, like maybe have Reva asleep, and then doesn't matter. Anyway, spoilers, yes, spoilers. Spoilers here, folks. Fucking what? So it starts off with the Order 66 and it wakes up with Obi-Wan in his wee cave. He's been there 10 years and still hasn't built his wee bungalow. Get on with it. Eastbourne Incorporated need to get their finger out and get his plumbing sorted. A lovely wee fucking bungalow, so it is too. I think it's just basically a fancy entrance to the cave, so it doesn't look like such a shithole, but who would build a house out in the middle of nowhere? I'm meant to be in incognito mode. I know what I'll do to telegraph my presence. I'll build a house in the middle of fucking nowhere, around nothing. Why don't you use like some sort of made up force jiggery pokery and have it like a force cloak? You know, like I built a mansion inside this house, but it really just looks like a pile of rubble. A force cloak, mate. Brilliant. It's because that force power doesn't actually exist. You could call it the David Copperfield thingy, misdirection thing. Anyway, right, so he's sort of cut himself off for the Force. This is Obi-Wan we're talking about, and he's been watching Luke fair far, and Luke's 10 years old, and he's pretending he's driving a wee fucking, what looks like a pod racer, but Luke doesn't ride a pod racer because back when the original Star Wars came out, there was no such thing as pod racing. Now there is, so he's always a pod racer, but he just flies a, was it a T-16? That Skyhopper, Sandskahopper thing? What a pish. Then he has a wee argument with Owen, which I quite liked, and he's like, oh, stay away if you look, and he's like, but he needs training, but Obi-Wan can't use the Force, so I don't know how he was ever going to train him. The Inquisitors show up to a bar that he's about 2 feet from. They're looking for a different Jedi. Yeah, okay. How they found out this Jedi was here is absolute hearsay. Nobody knows. They just do. Because, well, I'll tell you how they know, because it's convenient for the plot for them to show up and strike fear into the populace of Tatooine locals. I fear they don't really do that very well, because one of the woman's like, you can take jurisdiction here. Reva cuts her hand off. So much for Disney making the family friendly Star Wars. We're now getting dismemberments. And I remember reading about Star Wars Fallen Order, and Disney wouldn't allow dismemberments, so fuck you Disney, fuck you hard. We could have had stormtrooper arms and legs and heads and torsos flying about the place like fucking confetti at a wedding, but no. No. What else was I going to say? Fucking Princess Leia's in this show, and I'm like, why? Oh, I don't know, woman power maybe, because we need a good female character, but we do get a good female character come the 3rd episode. So why Leia's here is it's just a reason to get Obi-Wan Kenobi off-world. She gets kidnapped by the drummer from... no, he's not the drummer, he's the bassist. the basis for Red Hot Chili Peppers. Flea turns up, my god, he is looking like a junkie. An old, shriveled junkie. Fucking hell, the years have not been kind. So you either grow up and grow old and you either look fat and, well, fat, or you grow up skinny and look like a junkie. I think maybe being a wee bit more plump made you fucking 30-40 year worth of cocaine going up your nose is going to do that to a person. I'm actually surprised they're all still alive. Anyway, so Flea's in it, great. And he kidnaps Leia, not before a stupid wee fucking run through the forest where 3 or 4 grown men can't catch a 10-year-old lassie. Okay, and I actually think Leia does a pretty good job. The actress that plays Leia does a pretty good job. She's cute until she opens her mouth and you realise she's a fucking irritant and you want to strangle her, but that is neither here nor there. Anyway, moving on, so she gets kidnapped, taken off world. The Inquisitors don't like Reva because she's too impulsive, because this was her idea. Spoilers, I know, fuck's sake, never saw that coming a mile and fucking years. And then Bail Organa's like to Obi Wan Kenobi, he just calls him up in his wee landline inside his cave. Hey mate, you want to save my daughter? And you're like, that's not my fucking job, mate. My fucking job was to look after the fucking the other irritant of the Star Wars franchise. Look, he's like, date yourself, and you're like, fuck's sake. And this is like 10 years after The Force Awakens. Fuck's sake, man. No, this is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, so you'd probably have a Boba Fett type character kicking about that could, you know, go and get her back. Because Boba was, what, 10-year-old? Attack of the Clones. Then Revenge of the Sith starts 5 years after that, so he's 15. So he's 25 at this point. Could have had an opportunity to have a young Boba Fett in there. No, we'll get fucking shite Gandalf to go and hunt her down. Fucking hell. And it doesn't make any sense, because you'd think she'd remember. Because Leia's 20 years old, the same as Luke in episode 4. So you'd think you'd remember getting rescued by a gruff Jedi called Ben Kenobi. But she doesn't seem to remember him, but maybe she get Jedi mind wiped, or maybe she get hit in the fucking head, because she's that annoying. So they take her off world and fucking Obi Wan Kenobi fucking flies off into the distance and goes to save her. Right, what I would have done differently here is made this into a movie and not had it 6 hours long, or like mostly filler, which it's been up until, even up to the point of the 3rd episode, even though I did think the 3rd episode was quite good. There's a lot of filler in here, lots of filler. Like, you go to see Obi Wan Kenobi at his day job, and you see that 3 times and you're like, fuck's sake, mate. I don't give a shit what you do to make ends meet. Why have you disconnected yourself from the Force? Yoda's like, I've got a job for you while you're in your isolation. You know, there's a clue there. Isolation. You don't be isolated and then get a day job where you're around people. Especially when you're fucking enemy number 2. You would have been, you know, number 1, and everybody in his dug will be looking for you. Will I change my appearance? No. Will I ditch the Jedi robes? No. Will I put my robe hood up to hide? No! He's a fucking idiot, isn't he? Obi-Wan the Joby is what I'm calling him from now on. He is crap. He's as thick as pig shit. And I don't like his writing. I don't like the way they've written him in this one. It's like he's totally giving up, and then our Jedi shows up and he's like, what am I gonna do? He's like, don't give a fuck, mate. Get the fuck out my house. I've got bucky to consume. So he does that, and then the guy turns up dead. What a surprise, eh? I mean, who'd have thunk it? Jesus. Right, I've had enough of this. This is episode 1, it's pish. So we're now going to move on to episode 2. Oh, episode 2! There isn't much to talk about here either, I'm afraid. As I said, Leia, kidnapped, goes to this world, can't remember the name of it, not Coruscant, there we go, not Coruscant. I actually really like the look of this place. It's nice, all nice and Blade Runner and grimy and cyberpunk, and then there's stormtroopers that do nothing. And then Reva sets a trap for Obi-Wan, puts out this bounty that he's here. Why they don't already have a bounty out for him when he's the second most hunted thing in the fucking universe, I'll never know, but you think you'd have posters of, have you seen this bearded prick? You know what I mean? No, I haven't. And then the Inquisitors get all annoyed with him, and he finds this guy that's pretending to be a Jedi, and he's using magnets. Not the brainiest move, considering Jedi are enemy number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But and then he shows himself to this fucking Inquisitor, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a Jedi," and she's like, "No, you're no," and he's like, "No, I'm just a double that's conning people." And I thought this whole character was veering dangerously into a Jar Jar Binks, too jokey, shite territory, even though he's a fucking criminal, and he decides to help Luke, Leia and Obi Wan Kenobi, and I'm just like, why? Oh, an attack of conscience? What, because you get caught, you dick? You're not actually sorry, you're just sorry you get caught. I'd have shot him dead, but then again, I'm not Obi Wan Kenobi. I've actually got common sense. So there's another chase sequence with gun shooty bits, and they're just crap. There's this fucking extra for Jurassic Park, a velociraptor in a waistcoat with a fucking laser minigun. It's like, you're not even trying. You're not trying with aliens. That's literally a dinosaur in a fucking suit. What are you doing? And Obi-Wan kills it and it falls off the fucking thing, and then this droid that shows up that looks like another droid that was in Empire Strikes Back, but it can't be that droid because this droid gets his head caved in with a laser round. And then fucking Inquisitors are like, "Reva, you're shite, mate. Fucking stay here and we'll go handle Obi-Wan Kenobi so that you don't let him escape for a second time." And she's like, "No," and then sets that shite trap that gets all the bounty hunters all railed up. And then they catch up to each other, or I'm not sure who catches up to who really, it's a bit of a jumbled mess. Reva does some shite parkour. Actually, I didn't mind the parkour bits, a lot of folk are complaining about that. But I'm just like, it's whatever, it lasts seconds, who cares? And then she's like, "I can sense your presence, Obi-Wan," even though when you were cutting that woman's hand off, he was literally 2 feet from you and you had no fucking idea he was there, so you're shite, you're shiter than shiter, you're a lying bastard. So the Grand Inquisitor shows up and is like, "I'm fucking sick of you, hen, you and your pish. What have I told you? Out the way and I'll get Obi-Wan." Then she stabs him in the stomach. And they're like, "Oh, is the Grand Inquisitor dead? Can he be? Because he's in Rebels." That exact character is in Rebels, which is set further afield than this. What a fucking mess. Star Wars is a mess. I don't know who's coming or going. I don't know who's alive and who's dead. What time period are we in? Who cares? So shite. And this allows Obi-Wan and Leia to escape. End of episode 2. Now I'd been sitting there for nearly 2 hours here, fucking falling asleep at how boring this was. The chase sequences are awful. Why no one can catch Leia when she's running on her tiny wee 10-year-old feet, I'll never know. She is the height of shite. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a Jedi Master supposed to be. Doesn't he? He just looks like a bum in this. He just looks like a fucking hobo. None of this, "I don't remember owning any droids. Who are you, you fucking bum?" You're like, I don't know who the fuck you're supposed to be. But it ain't Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's for sure. You'd have fucking had this all wrapped up in a half hour. So at this point, I'm not enjoying the show. I'm done with it. Reva says to Obi-Wan Kenobi, "Well, guess what? Anakin Skywalker's still alive." How she knows this is anyone's guess. She could mind probe, so maybe it's something to do with that, but how she managed to mind probe without Vader knowing about it, considering that's one of his powers that he uses. Doesn't use it in the films, he uses it in the extended content. That he fucking hell, I hate all this extended shit. It's pissing me off now. It's like, it's a mess. So how she knows this is anybody's guess. I don't actually care at this point because I don't like the character, and it's quite obvious she ain't going to survive in this TV series. Because, not in episode 4, so you have to fucking die. Like, all the Inquisitors have to snuff it as well. And we're just like, oh, we're all doing side missions when episode 4, 5 and 6 were happening. Fuck off. One of your strongest assets and you don't use them in a battle campaign to take down a rebel alliance. You're an arsehole, mate. You're a lying arsehole like that. Who am I talking about? Who fucking cares at this point? It's whatever. Is what it is. Aye, so the last scene in episode 2 is Anakin waking up because Obi-Wan Kenobi's realised he's alive, and they've force melded somehow, or whatever the force melded like a Vulcan over like fucking vast spaces. Cool. So we see a really burnt up, ugly looking fucking Darth Vader. Let's just move on to episode 3, will you, please? Or I'll lose the will to fucking live. Episode 3. So far, the only episode I've liked. Aye, so starts off with they've went to this planet. Obi Wan and Leia went to this planet to meet somebody. And then that somebody's no there, so they're like, fuck it, we're going to go to this nearest town, and they flag doing a fucking cab, only it's not a cab, it's just some mole-faced fucker. It's like, oh, what are you doing here? It's like, oh, we got lost, we're farmers, that doesn't make any sense. Ah, fuck it, get in the back of the van, no one move. And he sees an Imperial sign, like that's meant to mean something. Doesn't mean fuck all. The Empire has taken over, everybody's going to have some sort of Imperial sign somewhere, okay? Good. They do actually have a nice wee heart-to-heart here with Leia and Obi about Leia's ma. It's like, did you actually know, Mama? What about my dad? Your dad was a dick! No, he doesn't say that, but he might as well have. And then stormtroopers get on and they're like, oh, we just lost our ma not that long ago. And he calls her the wrong fucking name because he's a fucking imbecile. Obi-Wan the Joby strikes again. When's he gonna fucking like figuratively die and be reborn as Obi Wan Kenobi for a second time? And then they get off, and then they get to the stormtroopers get off the thing, and then they get to a checkpoint, and they're like, fuck these two, check them out. These are a couple of dafties. Their story's changed about 18 times since they get in the back of my van. And then Obi-Wan just kills them all. Shoots one guy and he fucking, there's like a laser beam thing to stop cars going by, and the stormtrooper falls through it and gets cut in half. Motherfucker gets cut in half. I'm like, this is not a kid's show. It's gonna give him fucking nightmares. And then you see a lovely wee bit with Vader talking to Reva, and he's like, right, I know you want to be Grand Inquisitor, so bring me Obi Wan Kenobi and you'll do that, but if you fail, I'm fucking killing you, you wee bastard. And then she's like, fine. And the most disturbing part about that is it's not James Earl Jones that's doing the voice, it's all AI, it's all computerised. I couldn't tell. That's terrifying me, actually. That's actually scarier than a fucking show. Knowing that, like, James Earl Jones could be dead and he's still voicing Darth Vader from beyond the fucking grave. That doesn't scare you, it scares me, right? It fucking gives me chills in my fucking spine. So, and then they're like, right, Mon will go, and then they shoot the laser fence, even though they could just have walked around it, right? There's daft parts like this in this episode, I'll cover it in a little bit when there's another daft bit like that, but I'll explain why I accept it and why everyone should accept it as well. What was I saying? Aye, another transport shows up, more stormtroopers, and they gee up, and then but there's like an officer woman with them, and it's the woman that played the Sand Snake's mother in Game of Thrones. Fuck knows what her name is, but she's quite hot. She's English, so you know I'm happy. And she guns down the stormtroopers and is like, I'm actually a rebel soldier. Do they not, do background checks on these people before they recruit them? Are they that fucking stupid? Yes, they really are that stupid. The writing is... do you know what? I accept dafties. This episode's get spectacle, and I've not went over everything. So just watch it for yourself, and you'll see a wee couple of tidbits that I've probably forgot to mention that I'm not going back on. But it's just, if the spectacle's there, I do not fucking care, okay? And then they get to this town, there's a wee hidey bit, and then they try and escape. Darth Vader shows up at the fucking blue. I was like, yes, Moon! I didn't think this was going to happen at all, never mind this early in the series. So he shows up, it's night time, they're getting ready to fucking do one at their wee back tunnel, and Vader shows up and just starts slaughtering people with the Force up and down this fucking main street, snaps some cunt's neck, drags another person to death, fucking throws cunts against walls. He's a bit pissed off, right? Can't use Force lightning because if he did, he'd blow himself up. Then fucking Obi-Wan's like, right, you two go and I'll hold him off. So that's what happens. And then somehow they're running about this, like, it's like a quarry. And Darth Vader's like, "Moon then, you dick." And he's like, "So this is what you've become, arse cheeks." He's like, "It's your fucking fault. They're cutting my fucking arms and legs off and leaving me for dead, and then I burst into flames somehow magically next to lava." Even though the heat probably would have set him on fire, but that's really neither here nor there. Maybe it was the Force trying to get rid of him. Who knows? Who cares? Spectacle. Hello. And then they have a wee fight, a wee tussle, and fucking Darth Vader spills a lot of mineral on the floor and then sets it in fire with his lightsaber, then drags Obi-Wan's face through it, and was like, yes! Oh, Moon! I feel the burn, you prick! I really liked that bit. That bit was pretty fucking amusing. And then that rebel officer woman is told Leia to go on ahead and she'll meet the guy that's to lift her off world, but she runs into Reva and then the episode ends. But here's a few explanations. There's a big fire and then Darth Vader just gives up. And folk are like, why didn't he just walk round the fire? And I thought, here, this is a daft bit, and it is stupid. But if you recently thought that the prequel trilogy, or even the original trilogy, were great, there's stupid shit all through these movies, right? So if you're quite willing to accept Anakin Skywalker, rather than, you know, when they're on Mustafar and they're fighting in episode 3 and Obi-Wan's like, don't try it, I've got the high ground, even though there's ground behind them and in front of them. All Darth Vader had to do was jump to the left rather than jump over Obi-Wan, and it would have been fine. If you're willing to accept that, you can accept this, okay? That's my explanation. I don't want to fucking hear it. And it's too fucking stupid that episode 3 is fucking brilliant. Shut up, you're an idiot, move on. Fuck's sake. Spectacle over fucking... I'll tell you something about Star Wars. See, episodes 1 to fucking 9, they're shit. They're all shite, okay? But I love them because they're stupid and they're over the top, and you get great space battles, great lightsaber battles, and it's a spectacle. I'm here for the fucking effects, okay? I'm not here for fucking great storytelling. If I wanted that, I'd go watch Downton fucking Krabby Abbey or some bish. So why didn't you just fucking shut up for a minute? Alright, first episodes are a bit shit because they're fucking boring and the chase sequences don't make any sense. Plus it just makes it look really dumb. Like you can't catch a dwarf. Fuck off. Could I fucking just put your foot out and tripped her up when she's like right next to you? Other than that, spectacle, I found it entertaining. I quite liked episode 3, didn't like episode 1 or 2. My conclusion so far is I still don't like the series that much, but episode 3 is worth watching. Let's see what the 4, 5 and 6 brings, and I'll talk to you all in a little bit.